a few concerns with an expectation for the government of the day to take into consideration and start rolling action thereof on the following matters. So the flyback flight which started the Shillong Delhi flight recently, we have been informed, is to operate twice a week from January 15, 2021. According to the agreement prior to the services, the firm has to operate its official flight twice or thrice a week. So I am informed that Flybig has not started regularly commissioning this flight. So we would like to know from the government, on an average, how many flights to Delhi have landed in airport since the slated date of 15 January. So bookings of tickets for this flight have also not been regularized on any official website. The Cabinet on the 29th of January 2021 had approved the opening of a wine store in the airport vicinity. We understand that we are a tourist destination and a wine store could be well within the fitness of things to do. But there are other important components of a fully functional airport that also need to be attended to. So firstly, I would like to suggest the following immediate interventions to make this airport a pride of Meghalaya. Firstly, restroom facilities inside the arrival and out in the departure sections of the airport, as well as outside the airport, are still wanting. This is a very important component for making the airport a national class airport. So there are no eatery kiosks, food counters, neither inside the airport nor outside. Those of us that has traveled through the Shillong Airport in the recent past know that weather always changes for the takeoff and the landing of flights. And very often, travelers are inconvenienced because of the lack of food counters inside and outside the airport. So till date, there are no prepaid transportation counters inside nor outside the airport. I think we should also have pharmacies in the airport to provide adequate and essential services at our Shillong Airport. So till a few days back, there was no tourism counter for the government of Meghalaya at the airport to assist tourists coming to the state. This is important because we then need to guide and facilitate tourists who would like to travel across all of the tourism spots in our state. So airport staff assistance is also inadequate at the airport. Local communities, I believe, should be trained and offered suitable jobs to do this in and around the airport. So there are also no vendors around the entire airport. In fact, it looks like it looks like a completely empty space. I think that vendors should also should be allowed to start their businesses. So the entire look of the Shillong Airport needs a complete facelift. I do not see any budgetary provisions in the budget that was laid in this session. So the roads leading to, from and around the airport are all in a dilapidated condition. This does not paint a very positive picture of the state, and yet I still do not see budgetary provisions to ensure that investments are made in this regard. No emergency services such as the police booth, medical booth are also visible in the airport. I am yet to see a fire service located anywhere close or on the premises of the airport. We need to handhold local residents to engage in gainful employment around this location. Local artifacts are not seen to be displayed. There are no local cuisines that are also being made available. Homestays around the airport in case flights get cancelled at the last minute because of weather conditions. Bed and breakfast facilities. So there are no call-in services, no toll-free numbers available at the airport. If my family or friends were coming to the airport and I wanted to inquire whether or not a flight is on time or has been delayed, there is no one to pick up my call, no one to tell me what is going on, no one to tell me whether my wait would be late, delayed, or on time.
The Government of India, through the Ministry of Civil Aviation, is now providing financial incentive to make flight operations economically viable for unserved or underserved airport in the country through the Regional Connectivity Scheme, RCS. The state government has always been keen to participate in the Regional Connectivity Scheme of the Government of India, and to take this forward, a tripartite memorandum of understanding was signed between the Ministry of Civil Aviation and the Government of Meghalaya and the Airport Authority of India in January 2017. Subsequently, the Shillong Airport was covered under the UDAN's Regional Connectivity Schemes as one of the underserved airports in the country. And also about the restroom, which has been raised by the honourable member about the restroom and the other facilities in the airport. And all this matter we will take up with the Airport Authority of India in the days to come. And yes, it is necessary that to have a kiosk in the airport, as the other airport has in all our country. And it seems that, as per to my information, tender has been floated for these purposes by the Airport Authority. And regarding the prepaid counter, we will take it up with the Airport Authority of India. And also, there is important point raised by the member about these pharmacies and all the outlets in the airport. And Airport Authority has already floated tender for this purpose and yet to function in the days to come. And also about the tourism facilities counter is very important. So I think for this purpose in the airport is already there, but maybe there is another extra facilities in there. We will discuss it with the tourism department in the state. And regarding the deployment of staff about in the airports and all those jobs which is fit with the local people, we will try to discuss with the airport authorities to put all the local people in order to provide employment for all the peoples of that area. And regarding the vendors, has been specifically mentioned by the other member, we will engage the local communities wherever that is possible. And also about the road, there is a little problem of the roads, and as of now the government is working the alternate road for the approach toward the airport in order to ease the problem which is especially faced by the local people of that area. And Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, there is another point which is raised by the other member about the facelift of the airport buildings. And I think this matter we will take up with airport authorities. Yes, it is very important, since all the other airport in India is, so many facilities is there, but our airport is yet now we are trying to promote it. We are trying to compare with the other airport. Even though it is small, we are trying our best as a government to the transport department, madam. We are trying to facilitate all these important necessities which is available in the airport. And also about the emergencies of service or pharmacies, about medical booths. As of now, it is already there, but maybe not up to the marks. Also, we will discuss this point accordingly with the airport authority. And regarding about the call-in service or toll-free members, this is all we need to sit and discuss with the Airport Authority of India at the same time. And even though about the parking space, yes, it's very, very important that parking space is one of the main issues in every airport. And also now, our airport in Umrah, maybe this parking space is not up to the marks. And yes, it is very correct that even the landscaping is very important. It looks fresh, especially since the airport Umrah is just like one of the tourism areas in the days to come. So all this point which has been raised by the member, I will try to address this issue, and maybe if I miss any other point, so all the other points is noted out by me, my member. So I'm very thankful to all the important suggestions. It may be not as per to the mark our airport as of now, but we will try to do our best. We'll discuss with all the other respective departments of the government of Meghalaya and also with the Airport Authority of India.